Welcome back to the K.I.S.S podcast, where we talk about kind of interesting stuff sometimes. I'm your host, Annie, and with me every time except for that one time is Christopher.
Hello.
Welcome back. This week we are going to talk about something that probably won't interest you, and that topic is all of the good things coming this year.
Hell yeah.
Well, the end of the year, next year, all of the things we're looking forward to. We've been a little bit gloomy in some of our previous podcast episodes, so we're going to try to focus on primarily positive stuff this time, such as, well, as we teased, Halo just finally came out for real. Halo Infinite was released last year in November of 21. It was supposed to come out in December. I believe the official release date was December 8th, 2021.
Yep.
But they released it on November 15th because they released it early for the beta for the 20th anniversary of Halo or whatever. Kind of as like a, here you go, guys, have Halo. It's like, oh, wow.
Little late.
This is garbage.
Yeah, a little late and garbage at the same time. Like, how do they manage? The release of Halo Infinite was definitely something which was
beyond botched.
Beyond botched, but it's finally back, at least that.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, they finally released the winter update. And with my PC finally being reset, that's another thing that's happened this past week, is I've reset my PC back to factory default. And now my PC will run Halo, finally, which is incredible.
That's great, because they've just released, like you said, Forge and Co-op Campaign. You know, two of the biggest staples of Halo.
Fucking stupidestly most important features that are exclusive to Halo, which tie the entire experience together, yeah.
Right, the custom part of Halo and the play it together with your friends.
Yeah, slight and important, yeah.
The two things that made us play together, you know, the reason we met.
Yeah, kind of important, yeah. Like, literally, so for those that don't know, and by those I mean pretty much everyone, Annie and I think, did I explain the history in a previous podcast?
Yeah, we met on Halo Reach. We were playing a bunch of custom games. It was a nice summer. I had finally gotten my own Xbox Live account and stopped mooching off all of my friends.
That's when you know you progressed in life.
We've been dreaming for another Halo game ever since. A good one, anyway. I mean, Halo 4 was fun. We played it a lot, but
yeah,
it wasn't that good of a Halo game.
100%. Like, Halo was definitely like one of those games where it just shaped my entire reality as to what I like in a video game. Like,
right, me too. Yeah, it literally made me the gamer I am today.
It made me addicted to Destiny too. Fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you want to put it. That is basically now being my game to go to in my head. Like, over the past, like, because I go on and off of it a bunch, but I'm mostly on it most of the time. Like, if you think about it,
you just take a hiatus.
Yeah, you take breaks. You take tolerance breaks of like the bullshit the Bungie put out. It's the way it works. Like, you just kind of sit there and be like, you know, I could end up playing this entire game forever, and that's okay with me now. This is now an addiction.
I played, if I look back, I believe the hours are around 2,500 hours of Destiny 1.
Yeah, you played a lot of Destiny 1.
Yeah, a lot of Destiny 1. Destiny 2, I honestly didn't play that much. If I had to, even stretching everything together, it's probably under 300.
I know why as well, which is the worst part, because they fucked my entire experience up by making my best friend not want to play Destiny, because they fucked up.
Hey, a part of the reason, I'm going to be honest, I probably wouldn't have quit Destiny if my console didn't die.
That's true, yeah, if you had a methodology to play it with right now, currently, yeah.
If my stupid roommate didn't kill my console...
That would have been useful, yeah, if you, yeah.
I would still be playing Destiny on the Xbox One. It'd be shit, but I mean, it'd be able to run it.
But it'd still be playing it, yeah, exactly. You'd be able to run it. And the optimization on the game is incredible. It works on pretty much everything.
It's built to run on the console.
Yeah, it's built to run on that console. And also, like, I remember playing Destiny 2 on Xbox first because I was so addicted. And it was a month later that it was going to come out on PC. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play it on Xbox and then play it on... And then I'm going to transfer my account again to PC and play it again. I was like, I love Destiny, man. It's a game and a half. What is your Bungie ID, real quick? Do you know?
Bungie ID?
Yeah, I was going to check up your...
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you were just logged in through your...
You do now. You haven't logged in a while then, have you? Fuck.
Isn't it associated with your Steam account?
It is, yeah. I think so, yeah. But I think you can...
So my Steam account is just Greedy Milk.
Greedy Milk, yeah. So, basically, I'm going to check real quick your hours to see what your hours were in Destiny 1, because I think they were mildly impressive, if I remember correctly.
I think you'll have to check on console for that.
No, there's an external website called Time Wasted.
Oh, an external website?
Yeah, there's an external website which is called Time Wasted on Destiny. And it calculates all your...
I love those websites.
Yeah, it calculates every single hour you've played on every console and everything.
That's awesome.
So I think last time I checked, you still were beating my hours because of Destiny 1. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was a big... I wouldn't even say I'm a big fan of it. I just had so many good people to play it with. It was just a great community game.
Yeah, we had a great community going in Destiny 1, didn't we? We had the whole fucking Amway2 clan.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the couple of just weird guys on the side that were just constantly like, hey, can we get in there? So you gonna change your name? You gonna change your name?
Oh yeah, I forgot we had mandatory name changes to our clan. It was like, yeah, you can't be part of the clan unless you change your game tag to Amway to something. It's like,
I mean, you can be part of the friend group, but you're not part of the clan.
Exactly.
You're not going in for trials nights. You're not going in for raid nights.
Yeah, you're not gonna be here for raids, guaranteed spots. You're not gonna get shit. Then eventually we just bullied everyone into changing that goddamn game tag. Back when it cost money to change it, we still managed to get people to change it.
I'm pretty sure it still does cost money to change your game.
Does it seriously? Oh my god.
I think you get one free change every X amount of time, and then you have to pay to change it again.
Oh, it's still retarded, but fair enough. Goddamn.
Right, it's an ID. It's a place. It's a string of text in a file.
Yep. Pay us £11 to change. How did they ever get anyone behind that idea and let that sit in for a second? Things that customers put up with these days is crazy.
Absolutely. These consumers can just do whatever they want to bully people. But you know what? We're not focusing on that. We're going to focus on the good things.
Oh yeah, definitely that Halo is great.
Overwatch 2 is another good thing, but we can move on to that in a second.
Yes,
Halo... The Forge tool, okay, if anyone's not familiar, Forge is Halo's map maker tool. It started out as just an object editor in Halo 3, where you could just place like an extra sniper rifle, or like place this crate here so you can, hide behind it and, sneak up on people. But you couldn't really make anything.
Until humanity got very creative.
Until they came up and got really creative with messing with like saves and gluing objects together and phasing them together in a technique they called geoforging.
Yeah.
And it became such a staple in the community, like making maps of just phasing objects together, that whenever they made Halo Reach, they made it a base feature. They said, okay, all objects are just on phased physics. You can put them on normal if you want. I mean, whatever. But every object just phases through each other, and you can just make whatever you want now, within reason.
Yeah.
And every game, it just got better and better and better. Halo 5, I mean, I didn't play a ton of it.
It had a good Forge.
I was on the Xbox One, and the capabilities of the Xbox One's Forge was very, very limited.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
So after building 2/4 of a map, I was like, oh, okay, I can't make anything else. I guess I'm not forging anymore. And I just kind of got demotivated to do it anymore. I jumped on Halo 5 through the cloud gaming, through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing me, you did that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they increased the budget so much, if I wanted to, I could probably go back and complete that map.
That's kind of cool.
I could probably do it. But I wouldn't want to. I mean, Halo Infinite is out now.
Honestly,
and
the main thing I miss from...
No, go ahead.
The main thing I miss from Halo 5 to Halo Infinite is actually one of the most hated features, which is the jump packs.
The built-in thruster?
The built-in thruster. I really, really enjoyed the movement mechanics of Halo 5. I really did. I thought it was perfect.
The built-in thruster, I was playing, like I said, I was just on Halo 5, and I like everything except for the ground pound and Spartan charge.
Oh, those things don't need to be in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, the ground pound, maybe if you're at a high enough height, but you shouldn't just be able to jump and ground pound.
Yeah, admittedly, it's kind of dumb.
You should have to be at least like 20 meters off the ground to do a ground pound to get the momentum to slam into someone enough to break their shield and kill them.
They did actually increase the minimum range for the ground pound, like you're saying, they did do that.
Yeah, but that's just in the game settings, the default settings, just the regular whenever it came out, which is
the default game. Yeah, I know, you're right. The default game, as it is now, Halo 5 is fucking gorgeous, which is such a shame because you can't play it on PC. I'd be playing Halo 5 right now if I could play it on PC. It's just unfortunate that I can't seem to do that.
I mean, you can through Game Pass Ultimate, but at the end of the day, you're not really playing the game. You're streaming it through internet.
Yeah, you're paying it through a streaming service, and like, if your internet even slightly spikes, even slightly, they can fuck up.
Yeah, even a little bit, then you know you're gonna have a bad time, and you're gonna end up with artifacting and all sorts of shit all over your screen.
Exactly,
that just looks terrible.
Yeah, staying on topic anyway. So we've got Halo Forge coming out. Well, is out now.
Yeah, just came out.
Just came out.
Finally, for the public, anybody can just jump in and get in Forge, and instead of just being, like, place some objects and do these little things now.
Oh yeah, you can do a lot of stuff now. It's kind of crazy.
Forge is essentially a full-on developer kit.
It's like a Halo dev kit. Yeah, it's basically a dev
exactly.
kit, yeah.
It has scripting, so you can make your own codes. For perfect, easy example: if you throw a grenade, it changes your gun into whatever gun you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you can use another script to make that gun, instead of shooting machine gun bullets, it now shoots shotgun bullets. And you can do that without modding, no cheating. It's just, you could just make this code and just with a couple of different buttons, and now you have a shotgun that's fully automatic. And it is so much potential. They have a light editing tool with full-on dynamic and baked lighting.
Oh, yeah.
They have the audio editing tool, so you can place little audio cues, and like if you placed a speaker on the map, you could place an audio generator next to the speaker and make the speaker make noise, like a staticky buzz or music or anything else like that. And the biggest...
It's very similar to... It's almost like a game design engine now, essentially. It's close enough to it.
That's exactly what it is. It's just like a 3D modeling software where you just can't make things, you just place things that are already existing.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like but with the prefab system that they've got going on.
Exactly, the prefabs.
I feel like what's going to happen next is that some jank-ass motherfucker is going to come and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I found a way to make prefabs, but like from other 3D objects. Like, it just changes the files.
343 has teased that they may get to a point where they allow it for people to upload their own assets.
That'd be really good.
So if you made something in Blender, you could just port it into Halo Infinite.
That'd be sick.
Then we truly just have open source Halo. And if that was the case, whenever they finally add campaign AI, because right now...
Yeah, you can have AI, yeah.
The only thing they have, which is still really big, is just the regular bots.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can just have regular, little Spartans running around shooting you, and, that's cool. But one day they're going to add it so you can have all of the aliens and stuff from the campaign, the story missions.
Then we can make our own missions, our own campaigns even.
Exactly. You can make your own Halo games officially supported by their own developers. It's taken so many years, but we are finally to the point where we can make the things that we dreamed of when we met.
Oh yeah, shit. Thinking about like how many different weird campaigns we can make with like, oh yeah, we want to make this like cool beach scene where like we have to invade the beach as the government. Like you could have D-Day, but in Halo.
Halo D-Day, yeah.
Like you have to just go through the same kind of like environment-esque place on Earth.
You could call it G-Day for Glassing Day.
Yeah, literally G-Day. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be called G-Day. You can even make like little story bits on the map nowadays, like with like dead soldiers slumped over in the corner. And with scripting, who knows? Maybe you can come up. Wait. Maybe you can come up to this thing, like you go up to his body, and it's got a note on it even.
You can do that. You can make a little interactable thing, and you can just hit a button, and then text will pop up on your screen, and maybe even an audio log if you have the ability to record lines, which isn't a feature right now. But if they add that, where you can just get on your mic and just be like, Chief, he went that way. And then that's it. And then you just add that line in, and it's just the audio log of that guy, his last words.
Yeah, and like imagine if you're like hunting for a dude as well, like you're hunting for this dude, and he says he died that way, and it's just a blood stain, or like of him smearing his own blood in a like with an arrow shape to like smear blood onto the wall to like make it indicate to go that way.
Speaking of the walls, the amount of they have like color palette and texture swapping on every object in the game. So you can have a wall that's just, like a piece of drywall, and you're like, oh, well, this isn't a fun object. okay, well, let me just change the texture and now it's a brick wall. And I can change how thick it is, how tall it is, what angle it comes at. The amount of freedom.
Yeah. What I'm really interested to see is if you can make breakable objects at some point.
You can make them through scripting. There was a map made through the beta where zombies, so like the infected or whatever game type it is, have to break through a wall by meleeing it, just like in Call of Duty.
Okay,
and then they break down the little
apart.
Yeah, and then they break down the little wood wall things, and then you could go up to it and interact with it and repair the wall with the little wood.
Oh, so it's literally like COD Zombies, but in Halo.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly like Call of Duty.
That's nuts. Except it's players playing, so that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in Halo.
That's
no other game on Earth, any other first-person shooter, nothing has the freedom and capabilities that Halo does.
Yeah, the only one I can
no
think of
first-person shooter can you run around with a skull as like the ball and earn points for just holding a skull, and now you have all sorts of wacky weapons. And with the scripting, there's already a game mode coming where you have a pistol, but instead of a pistol, it shoots tanks.
Oh, it just shoots out
whole scorpion tanks.
God damn.
That's your projectile, a tank.
Yeah.
So you have a tank gun. I mean, I cannot think of any game where you could just do that without modding and straight up cheating.
Straight up, yeah, you got a point. And not to mention, you can even make it so like the gun we made with the assault rifle, which has a lock-on rocket launcher.
Right, and that's no mods, no cheating.
Just fun.
The developers are letting us do this.
It's really nice. It is really nice. And
the age of Halo's coming back, baby.
I'm really hoping so, because like with the amount of creative freedom that you have in the game now, it's kind of like absurd to think of it not as just like a super fun tool to make any kind of map. And my hope is that the community will just take over from here, basically.
The community have already put out so much stuff.
I haven't even looked into what they've made yet.
The custom game browser is coming in Season 3, which I think is...
I thought the custom game browser came out now.
There's a content browser, so you can browse you can browse like game types and stuff and download them. But there isn't just like a browser where you can go join a custom game in progress like you can in Overwatch.
Oh no, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it's coming for sure. And what's great is it'll give the community time to build up all of these incredible game modes. So whenever the custom game browser drops, day one, you can go on there and be like, holy crap, there's 5,000 game modes on here.
That's true. There's not going to be a dry spell like we had at the beginning of Reach, where like we were looking for stuff.
Right, because at the beginning of Reach, people weren't clever enough yet. They weren't making all these crazy, wacky game modes. It was just Fat Man and just Infection and Team Deathmatch or Team Slayer. Sorry.
I feel like people are far more creative now these days, though. So I'm hoping that, like you said, I just hope they implement that soon. I hope that happens relatively soon, because that's a very important feature to have on the game, in my opinion.
The custom browser, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really important.
Because right now, the only way to really do it is get through a Discord.
The Halo Discord, yeah, which is very difficult to find people that easily on there. Like if you just want to play the game, and you don't want to talk to people, for example. Me and you just chilling out and just want to play around a custom game. That was the beauty of, in my opinion, of Halo 5, was just being able to jump on there and be like, well, I'm into a custom game of some random shit.
Absolutely.
It was really useful for Halo 5. I feel like with Halo Infinite, the better part of this once it's fully developed and once we get this full experience, I feel like it'll be shocking for it not to do successfully.
If any game can turn around like No Man's Sky did, Halo can do it too.
That's true. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
No Man's Sky promised so much, and when on release, it was an abomination of a mining simulator game.
Now it's actually cool.
Now it's a real game.
Yeah, you got a point. Any game can be redeemed. With the amount of money that are going behind Halo, they can't let it fail.
Yeah, it can't fail. They won't they can't let it.
They can't let it fail, because if they do, then they're literally losing all integrity. Mind you, they've already lost most of their integrity anyway as a company, so maybe they just don't give a fuck. But I feel like Halo is like the one game they don't want to let go. If
Forge came out just this past week, and it wasn't what it is, I honestly would have canceled my Game Pass subscription, and I would have cried for a bit, and I would have been done with Halo.
Yeah, fair.
But because I couldn't deal with more heartbreak constantly.
True.
As good as Halo 5 was, I hated Halo 5.
I know you didn't. I know it wasn't for you.
Yeah. And so it's been so many years for me since I've had a Halo game that I enjoyed slightly, and I was broken to pieces with the stupid Halo show, and I knew I was going to be, and I told myself, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it.
Good. It doesn't matter, because honestly, it's not canon. It's confirmed, not canon, so it doesn't matter. It can suck as much as it wants.
Yeah, as long as it's not in the canon, I'm happy.
But the fact is, it's hurting Halo's reputation.
Yeah, it is.
Which is something that has been suffering for a long time.
Already dying, yeah.
Ever since 343 has gotten the hands on the games, people hated it. I liked Halo 4, I did. But most people hated it because it was trying to be Call of Duty.
Yeah, true. It's just a shame that it's like turned into this... It lost a bit of its identity after Reach, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, when Bungie left?
When Bungie left, they lost that. They just tried to change it too much.
Yeah.
Way too fast, and in the wrong direction as well. Like, the art style changes just never needed to happen.
It was massively abrupt from Reach to 4.
Yeah, Reach to 4 was crazy. Like, looking at the armor change from Reach to 4 is like, what am I looking at? This isn't the same game.
The fact that Canon 3 takes place right before 4, it's like, wait, is this even the same game series?
Yeah, and also the ships look different as well. And the architecture looks different. Everything just looks different in 4, and I don't like it at all.
Everything looks too sharp and sci-fi. It looks like everything was produced by Michael Bay.
Yeah, kind of like that, but like overly done, yeah. Like, not in a good way, either.
Yeah, no, it was not in a good way.
Yeah, it's really weird to think about that. Like, it's weird to think about the history of this game franchise as a whole, like, and how the journey has gone with it, because it's just like, it's such potential is still there, which is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's such a shame that it has gone downhill for this long, almost.
Yeah, it's a shame that we almost had to amputate, you know?
Yeah, literally. Like, I was, less than 2 weeks ago being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna quit Halo completely.
We did. We could not sit through a game. You and I could not stomach Halo Infinite for almost a year.
Yeah, to be fair, I couldn't run the damn thing.
I played the campaign. I played a shit ton of it. 100% of the campaign. I got 69 out of 69 achievements, LOL.
I boycotted the campaign, yeah.
Then after that, I was like, I can't play it. I cannot play this game. There is no game.
Precisely.
It's just multiplayer Slayer simulator. And the fact that there's a battle pass, and just there's so many things I do not like about Infinite.
Yeah.
But despite all of the things I don't like, it's still probably the best Halo game.
I wouldn't go as far as that personally, but yeah.
It's almost there. It's just got to be shaped more, but it is such a good game.
I feel like it's going to be the best Halo game. I don't think it currently is.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with you. We'll correct that statement. Yeah,
because currently it is not the best Halo game.
Halo Infinite can be the best Halo game.
It can be, so long as it actually doesn't. They can't fuck up anymore. That's the main thing. They can't fuck up anymore. They're at last straw.
Right. They nailed this winter update. They got the deadline. They shipped it.
Yeah.
The campaign's a little buggy, but I blame most of it on my PC. Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's mostly your PC in that end. And it seems to be optimized relatively well on my end. Everything is running fine on my end now.
Yeah, with the exception of a little bit of rubber banding, which is just network.
Yeah, that's just Admittedly, I've seen a couple of people rubber band every now and again, but other than that, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's usually multiplayer, and then usually that person gets kicked immediately if that happens. Like so, because it's usually them just disconnecting. But yeah, just generally, I'm really looking forward to it being a full experience again, and then I can make my maps that I always wanted to make that I never end up making. That'd be nice.
Problem. I mean, that's not really a problem. To circle back a little bit, the Forge tool is so advanced.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of need like a little bit of a class or just so many hours just training yourself.
Yeah, the thing that I don't think I need any help with the terrain placing, but for the scripting, I'm going to need some help.
It seems pretty intuitive.
It seems, yeah.
Once I find somewhere or someone on YouTube that is just putting out these scripting videos, I'm just going to go full ADHD.
Focus mode, yeah.
Hyper focus and be like, script. Oh crap, it's 6 a.m. Do I need to sleep?
yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably do the same, honestly. I need to take because I'm doing scripting in university anyway for game design. So it's
right, like actual scripting.
It's like actual scripting and having to manually code the shit. So this should be a piece of cake in theory.
Especially since it's a visual based scripting system.
Oh yeah, it's super visual based. It's literally like
there's little nodes, like so the user or the listeners understand. It's like you just get a blank screen and you put little tiles down, and the tiles have an effect. So, like I said, on grenade throw is one of the tiles, and then you have another tile that tells that tile what to do with that one. Really easy to understand.
Super intuitive, yeah, it's super nice. Honestly, they should put that system into more game design systems. Because in the old one I used to use CryEngine was trash for doing AI behavior. It was fucking horrifying. I remember learning CryEngine, and you remember this when I was like 16, I was trying to learn CryEngine. I was like, Annie? And you're like, yeah. I was like, I'm infuriated. Why? Because my AI decides to run at the enemy, then just randomly turn around for no reason, and then fire in the opposite direction. And you're like, what? Why? And I was like, yeah, watch. If I get this close to them, they'll just bug out.
Exactly, yeah, what? Why? I have no idea.
I don't know if my code was just jank, but I don't think I had any. I didn't even need to use much code for it. It was mostly like prefabs.
No, your AI was so good it achieved sentience and he disobeyed you.
Literally somehow, yeah. Because I remember programming, the first AI I ever programmed was this fucking stupid ass soldier in CryEngine on my old ass laptop. I was like, you know what?
The one that burnt your leg up?
Yeah, the one that burnt my leg up. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the one that has literally left a permanent scar on my left leg. Yeah, that one. For those lacking context, I had a laptop which was all metal. The whole thing was metal, which made
brilliantly designed
to, make the heat dissipation be a maximum ratio, but the burning leg or anything it sat on ratio maximally high. So
your laptop becomes a lap grill.
Yes, literally. I was searing my flesh on a daily with Annie online just so I could play my games. It's kind of sad to think about.
We suffer for our love.
But we suffer for our love. I had a neck injury, I'm pretty sure, at one point because I had to play on a laptop.
Just looking down.
I'm pretty sure I was like...
You're getting hunchback gamer neck?
Yeah, I had like a gamer neck at one point, and that was horrible to think about because like, I'm way better now with posture, hygiene, everything. So I'm an actual human functioning adult now, so that's nice.
Hooray, we did it!
Like kind of thing, but like, fuck. Remembering that I used to be 15 and be a degenerate is kind of hard. Good though.
I would have beat up 15-year-old me.
I would have beaten up 15-year-old you too, to be fair. I'd like to smack that bitch.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just because she was kind of an asshole sometimes.
Whoops.
But to be fair, me, I'd also beat up 15-year-old me. I was a cunt. Do you remember Jack and how much I used to troll him? God damn.
Oh, yeah. We've had a lot of interesting friends online throughout the years,
It's kind of like we're like the duo and we bring in a third person every now and again and vet them and see if they're any good.
Right, yeah. we haze them a little bit,
Yeah, we're gonna like poke and prod like, who's this one? I'm not understanding this creature. Out with it. Like,
are you ironically a Genji main or what's going on here?
Yeah, ironically a Genji main, or like, do you have the attitude of a Genji main as well, or are you just a good player?
Or are you, I have the power of God and anime on my side, hua?
Yeah, exactly. Like, which one are you right now? I'm not quite gauging it. It's basically how we always vet friendships, is just like, so, do you vibe good, or like, do you just fuck about and not vibe well at all? God bless him, because he's grown up now, and he's better as a person, but do you remember Cameron?
Oh yeah, our buddy Cameron. Yeah.
Our buddy Cameron, man.
That's a good character arc on him.
Shout out to Cameron.
Yeah, good character arc on that guy.
That was a hilarious character arc. Like, he's an adult, now he's doing college shit. He's like got a job and stuff. He's fine. But like, what the man he used to be was enraged to the maximum teenager. That might be being light with it.
I just realized that none of this means anything to our listeners.
Yeah, but like, imagine being screamed at and told to kill yourself on microphone, and you just laughing at it, while this kid is just getting infuriated because you're better at him in League of Legends.
Right, and you can tell that he kind of means it just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. He's like slightly vicious about it. That was the concerning part. Like, it was like,
right, yep.
You doing okay there, buddy? Like,
you want to talk about your home life?
Yeah, that was yeah, not to give away the beans on Cameron, but yeah, we won't talk about that. Yeah, anyway.
We can transition into Overwatch.
Oh god, yeah, Overwatch has been fun. I've been enjoying Overwatch too.
It's been fun.
And frustrating.
So what do you think of it as a sequel?
It's not a sequel, it's Overwatch 1.2 at maximum.
At maximum, yeah, it's 1.2.
At maximum, it's a 1.2 update.
It's a 1.2 update, yeah, it's a big, nice title update. Everybody got a new skin.
You might have missed 1.1. It's like, here's a better way of putting it. It's like Overwatch 1.1 and 1.2 came together, both updates, and like they came to be one update. So we got 1/5 of a new game. That's basically what it is.
The PvE, which is player versus environment, which is the single player sort of mode for Overwatch, was supposed to come out on release. Because of typical game development, though, it was delayed until December. And then, unfortunately, it was delayed again, and now it won't be coming out until sometime in 2023. So explain to me how Overwatch 2 at all is a new game.
It's not.
There's 6 new maps?
Yep.
There's 2 new heroes.
Yep.
And they removed a couple of maps from Quick Play, so you don't see them anymore.
Yep.
So the technically removed maps.
Yep.
And that's about it. That's pretty much all that happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty dry release list.
Oh, they also removed loot boxes, which, you know what, and most people would be like, oh, well, isn't that a good thing?
No.
I hear things about loot boxes. I hear it's a problem. Those are bad, right? Yes, in most games, but this is the game that kind of like pioneered it and inspired it into other ones in the mainstream, but it's the only one that ever did it right.
Yeah, true.
On release for Overwatch 1, you just bought the game, and you had all the characters, all the maps, all the levels, all the game modes. You had everything. You had the game just like you did back in the day. When you bought a game, you had it. Great.
Yep, it's great. They still got a formula except for this fucking...
The only thing that you didn't have was the skins and little customizations for the characters.
Yep.
You know, you didn't have the voice lines or the little spray paints that you can do, or like the little emotes or dances. You had none of that. You had to unlock it through your loot boxes.
Yeah, but the game was fully there. The game is still fully there, though, which is nice.
And the loot boxes, you could choose to buy them, sure. That's the whole purpose, is to buy them.
Want to, yeah.
But you don't have to, because every single level, and multiple times a day, you just get free loot boxes.
Yeah, it was great.
For doing activities and just playing the game.
Yeah, they really did well.
It was a very, very strict but rewarding reward track.
Yeah, you knew every day.
Probably once a day you're going to get a loot box.
Every day you could farm a legendary on average.
Yeah, you could try. I mean, every day you could open at least one loot box for free.
Yeah, and also Arcade gave you bonus loot boxes.
Yeah, up to 3. Up to 3 a week.
Yeah, 3 a week.
Yeah.
3 a week bonus loot boxes. It was great. And they had all this great feature set for, like, you know, rewarding players with the loot they wanted. Now in Overwatch 2, they're like, you know what, let's just gut all that.
Take all the loot boxes out of it. If you have loot boxes, they're automatically opened. You know, we're not going to take them away from you.
Yeah, but they're going to change up the system real bad.
But we're going to change it up really hard. There's a thing called legacy credits now. And it was like the original Overwatch coins, but now you can only buy original Overwatch stuff, except for the stuff that we feel like you can't. Because that's the new coins. And Chris, how many coins can you get a week? The new coins?
A maximum of fucking 50.
A maximum of 50. Okay, and let's put that into perspective. How much is one of the standard legendary skins?
Oh, only 1,900.
1,900.
Yeah.
1,900. How many weeks is that?
I'll pull up a calculator 1 second. So we got 1,900 credits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just divide that quickly by
50
credits and see how many weeks we got. Oh wow, 38 weeks to get a skin, Annie.
Oh wow, so half a year, over half a year to earn one skin in this new Overwatch thing. Now great, just like every other game, it has a battle pass, which, you know what? Objectively, the Overwatch battle pass isn't terrible.
Yeah, it's just without the other system being in place.
Premium skins.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
I was just saying, unfortunately, with the system that's currently in place, though, it means that system is obsolete. Because the Battle Pass just gives you what's on the Battle Pass. If you want anything else, which is not on the Battle Pass...
Right. Anything that's not in the Battle Pass. You want that Tracer skin that you wanted? Well, you're going to have to farm those credits.
Yeah, you better farm for the next 40 weeks.
Or you can buy them. Woo!
Yeah, literally, the fact that there's, like, such a barrier to wanting to get anything for a free level in this game is absurd.
I'm glad we played so much of Overwatch and we have all these skins and stuff already.
Same, yeah. Imagine if we didn't have anything.
Because if I started a new Overwatch account and had to farm for 36 weeks to get one skin, I'd quit. I don't think I could justify ever getting a skin.
Well, here's the thing for me is that, honestly, Overwatch 2, I can't recommend it to new players. The new player experience is garbage.
Don't you have to unlock heroes? Is that true?
You do.
Yeah, if you did not have Overwatch 1, which you can't buy anymore because it's no longer
it's gone.
Overwatch 1.
It's not Overwatch 1
Overwatch is just Overwatch 2 now.
Welcome to Battle.net's bullshit. Jesus Christ. Blizzard is sucky.
It's such a bad sequel.
It really is.
I mean, the problem is I enjoy Overwatch so much that all these issues are kind of like a non-thing for me.
Yeah, because we didn't get affected by it, yeah.
But it's such a bad business practice that it's hard for me to juggle whether I'm okay with it because I like the game, or I'm just okay with it because I've been conditioned to be.
That's a fair point, yeah. I mean, the more I think about Overwatch 2 as a game, it sounds bad because I really, really love playing the game, but part of me wants to boycott it.
I did for a year until Blitzchung got unbanned because of all the Hong Kong situation.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do it again because this.
For anyone not familiar, a Blizzard player, he was in a tournament and he just said during the Hong Kong stuff, free Hong Kong because him and his family are from there. So he just said, free Hong Kong.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get taken over by a dictatorship. Yeah.
And they immediately banned him. They banned the two broadcasters, like the people talking over the game.
Yeah, because they didn't say the right thing either. Yeah.
Right, because they didn't immediately lambast him and tell him, that he's bad and stuff for saying that stuff.
Yeah, they were involved with it.
Yeah, so they took his prize money and banned him from competitive play, even though he had already won the prize money.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous.
I was like, I cannot support this company until they make this right, or make this wrong or right. So I did not touch my Blizzard launcher for over a year until they rectified the situation. They restored his winnings, they unbanned him. Well, they reduced the ban time by half, and then they unbanned him.
These absolute scummy bastards, man. Chinese control companies, man.
I'm so glad that Microsoft bought them, because Microsoft is much more strict than the heads of Activision Blizzard were before.
Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that Microsoft actually owns this company, because in some respects, Blizzard beforehand were almost Chinese owned.
Yeah, they were in the pocket of Tencent for sure.
Yeah, they were 100% in the pocket of Tencent, and now at least Microsoft owns them. To some extent, Battle.net is now controlled by the West, but at the same time, I feel like there's still weird issues that go on legally within that.
For those not familiar, Tencent is a Chinese company.
Fuck Tencent.
More like a super corporation.
Yeah, literally evil conglomerate.
And it has multiple divisions that, if you can think of like a business, Tencent kind of has their hands in it, and they have their hands in, I don't know, 100 countries or more.
Yeah, I mean, Tencent are kind of they're a multinational conglomerate company. I'm reading this off Wikipedia. Multinational technology and entertainment conglomerate and holding company headquartered in Shenzhen. It is one of the highest grossing multimedia companies in the world based on revenue. It has 482.1 billion revenue a year. That's in Chinese, billion CNY. So let's convert that into 482 billion CNY to USD. So just so everyone can understand, these guys are earning 70 billion nearly. I'm rounding up from 67 billion, but nearly 70 billion dollars a year. USD. As revenue for their company. Now, let's have a look at their profit margin, shall we? Because why not? Because it's just absurd how much control they have is the main thing. It's just absolutely crazy the amount of control of the market they have when it comes to specifically multimedia corporation stuff. They shape the world with what they do.
They shape everything they touch. One of our favorite games is Warframe.
Yeah,
and
true. Yeah.
The second Tencent touched that game, we felt it forever.
Oh, we did.
Warframe, as much as I love it, is one of the most money-grubby games I've ever laid my hands on.
It's very, very we want our fucking players to pay for this game.
Hey, please buy platinum. Hey, please buy platinum. Hey, do you want to buy some platinum? Hey, you want to buy some platinum.
Also, just the amount of shit that's not needed in that game for platinum, but basically, if you're a veteran player, you're gonna get platinum to do it. Even if you farm it, fair enough, but you still have to use a methodology to get the platinum.
Right.
And so much of the game is just dependent on this one thing. That it's
you have to juggle. Do I
want to have fun?
Do I value my time or my money more?
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just. Warframe is a game that I've stayed away from for a while now, just because it's getting to the point where
I'm kind of like a fair weather player for it right now. I just keep dipping in for the updates, and then I play around for a little bit, and then I kind of bounce right out.
Well, that's my thing, is playing it the way I used to isn't really feasible. I need to play it in a way which is update heavy, like you do. Like you play it for the new story modes and stuff. That's basically all I'm doing is waiting for the quests. Like when the new war
any
came
of the new
out,
content that. Go ahead. You're waiting for the new quests?
When the new war came out, that was an amazing quest line. Really appreciated it. Had a terrible time playing it back in Iowa, but it was still really fun in general. Like as a fucking storyline, it was fucking awesome. And I really, really kind of want to replay that because I would like to rewrite my memory of experiencing it.
Right.
I think that'd be a good idea. But yeah, generally, that campaign was really good. And a lot of the story in Warframe I cannot bash at all. But unfortunately, the way you get there, it's really not worth it.
It's a very grindy game.
It's very fucking grindy. Jesus.
Intensive game. It's not new user or not to insult anyone, but it's not dummy friendly at all.
It's really not. No, you're right.
I mean, you can walk through the game and just, smash the melee button if you wanted to, but you will never be able to make up these wacky combinations that require hours of reading a Wikipedia or hours of mathing out calculations in your head in a simulator to make the weapons as good as you want them to be. I love that experience, but anyone else, if they say, I hate Warframe, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. Like, that's cool. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, me and you were just very perseverance with that game, I think.
Yeah, we also threw a lot of money into it anytime we didn't like what we were doing.
That is true. We were like, well, this would be more fun if we had a Riven. Basically, is what ended up happening. Like, I remember we just started getting nuts with Rivens. We're like, you know what? It'd be really good for this content. What? Because we can already clear it, right? Yeah, we already know how to clear it. Yeah. But imagine if we could clear it with a Soma that critted at 7.9 crit multiplier. And that's when you got your Soma Riven.
For a tad bit of context, a Riven is a customizable mod.
Yeah, that's a fair point. We should probably explain that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Rivens are... So they're I should first explain mods. Warframe, within the game of Warframe, you have mods. And mods are applied to any weapon that you have. You have a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and a melee weapon. Each one of those weapons will have their own category of mods to themselves.
Which are essentially just little cards that you can slap on it that give it extra power.
Yeah, you just basically slot them into your gun, and then you do it on a big upgrade screen. You've got 8 card slots and a 1 utility slot, shall we say. And with that utility slot, you have little... I'll explain that later, actually. Core mods first. Core mods, you have... Damage will be increased. You have multi-shot increase. Fire rate can be increased. You can have fire rate decreased.
All sorts of stats.
Loads of different statistics that you can have for these guns, including different kinds of elemental damages which you can apply. Now, Riven mods will allow you to take multiple statistics at once. So each mod only applies usually one statistic, or 1 plus statistic and 1 minus statistic, a maximum of any kind of mod. Riven mods, on the other hand, will literally allow you to have a combination of any mods within the system.
To summarize, a Riven is way more customizable than any other mod in the game because you can re-roll it and change the stats on it.
That's the big thing, is the re-roll is the big thing on it, is that you can get these mods which will have these statistics, which will have and they're very powerful mods. They have they can have up to three positive statistics. Jesus, they can have up to 3 positive statistics and up to 1 negative statistic. And what the ideal combo is, you get 1 negative statistic, and
which positively influences all of the positives because it's taking away some.
Yeah, because it takes away something from your gun and from your object of your weapon, then you get increased statistics on all the other 3 or 2, depending on what you get. So in my opinion, the best combo is getting an element, crit damage and crit chance, and then getting a negative on finisher for my melee, for example, which is what my K.I.S.S does, which I'm very happy about that. And that's honestly what brings me back to the game every time, is knowing I've got these ludicrously powerful weapons.
Really powerful weapons that you've spent hours crafting.
Yeah, taking hours of time and effort and just
and sometimes literal money.
And sometimes literal money too, yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes I pay platinum for crazy amounts
to buy a base weapon, because you don't want to go spend 12 hours to farm the parts.
Exactly.
And then wait 12 hours for them to build.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Most of my platinum is spent on just rushing builds, honestly, and just being bored. Because I'm I want to use this
time
now.
Gates. That's my big thing.
The time gates are absurd in Warframe, and honestly, because my platinum, people are well, why would you do that? I'm because I value my time more.
Right, me too. I value my time more than my money. That's the reason I make money, is so I can have free time.
Exactly, yeah. I would never time gate stuff on any game. If I can skip it, I will skip it.
Absolutely.
Depending on what it is. If it's a 60-second build, I'm I'm not rushing that. But if it's especially when it starts to go over a certain amount, you have to wait 1 hour for this to happen. It's okay, that's fair enough. You have to wait 3 hours for this to happen. I'm no, I want to play my game.
I'm not going to be on 3 hours from now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to be on 3 hours from now, so fuck that. I want to play now. I think that's how
I just want to play with my new character.
Which to me is a very big exploitation of the human player base. Honestly.
Which is cycling back a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where the Tencent influence
This is where Tencent comes back into the picture.
Because Tencent is behind all of that financial decisions. The company, originally, you'd only use Platinum to buy new stuff, the new characters that came out.
Yep.
And then they just kept making it so you could buy Platinum, or you could use your Platinum, which is the premium currency, just in case anyone didn't already figure that out.
Yeah, in case that wasn't obvious, yeah.
You can use Platinum to buy upgrades. You can use it to buy mods. You can use it to buy the new characters. You can use it to buy skipping time gates. You can... anything that you want in the game, you could literally just throw money at and have. And that is the definition of pay to win, which is why I understand why so many people are against Warframe.
Oh, 100%. It is a pay... You can have a pay to... Winning is a different thing altogether in that game, because winning doesn't...
Because there's no players you're fighting against.
Yeah, there's no players you're fighting against, just PvE.
Yeah, you're only fighting against hordes of robots.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Essentially, just hordes of AI. So what really it comes down to is, do you value playing your experience better by paying money for it? And is that experience worth your money in the end? And that's the judgment, but I feel like for me, mostly just because I value my time more, I get exploited in that respect.
Right, because you're incentivized by that to just bypass it.
Yeah, so which is why, ever since my last Platinum purchase 2 or 3, 4 months ago now, I've not bought anything since. I'm not going to buy anything since. I've also banned my Ribbon spending.
Yeah, you're sitting on a hefty amount right now, and...
I've got huge amounts, yeah.
And that's not even the point. You're drawing your line in the sand. I have to be done with it. I have to be done buying it.
Exactly, I have to be done with buying Platinum in this game, because...
And if I can't enjoy the game because I'm not buying it, then that tells me everything I need to know about the game.
Precisely, exactly. Which is why I don't mind, like, for example, with Destiny, I spend money every year on that.
Well, because you have to. There's new expansions, there's new DLC. It's not like other business models where the content is free.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like that's the trade-off, is that you have to pay for it somehow in the end. It's just the way you pay for it.
Yeah, whether you pay for it up front, pay for it every day, or pay for it later.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. There's always a cost and a price for everything in life. And that's just the truth. Like, you can think about anything in life and you can apply it to that.
Speaking of justifying purchases, we play Guild Wars, which has another big thing that has been coming out that we looked forward to.
Oh yeah,
season 1 of Guild Wars happened back in 2012 or 2014. Yeah. I believe it was 2014.
I think it's 2012.
Was the official first season.
Oh, for the season, yes.
I think the game came out in 2012, and then the first event, Living World stuff, came out in 2014.
Yes.
There was this character who blew up the city in the game, and we started the game right after that happened, so we kind of missed it. And we were just piecing together all of the info. We're like, wait, what happened? What's going on? I don't really get all this.
Yeah. We missed that season of content, yeah.
What Guild Wars did is, though, moving forward, they made all chapters of the Living World, which is the story, made all of the chapters replayable. If you were logged in during the time that they were out, you get them for free. And if you didn't, you have to pay for them, which I understand because it supports the developers and, stuff like that. And, I mean, I suppose you're just buying additional content. It's not like a skin or anything. You're buying actual story. You're buying events.
You're buying an experience, yeah.
Exactly, correct. You're buying an experience, which, for me, makes it instantly worth it. I can be like, oh, it's going to cost me $60 to buy all the story that I haven't played. No problem. This game is a lot of fun, very immersive.
Very, very good.
And the story, as we get through it, it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Oh, the story has been hands down. Like, I'm hoping I hope it sticks to the beats it's on right now, and like keeps going with like us being commander and getting more powerful and getting more, accruing more teammates and trying to solve the world's problems and stuff. And the characters we do have in the game are actually very memorable. K.I.S.S, I don't remember characters for shit in any game. Ever.
Oh, yeah, in most games, I don't remember anyone. I hadn't played Guild Wars in years. The second I saw Marjorie, I was like, oh, hey, Marge!
Yeah, literally. Oh yeah, but hi, Marjorie Delacroix. I remember you perfectly well. Oh, Casimir Mead. Yeah, I remember you. Oh, yeah. Brom.
Logan Thackeray.
You just remember these names, and you're asking yourself, why do I remember them at all? And then you realize, oh yeah, because they're written really fucking well.
They're well written, they're interesting, and all of the main characters, anything important in the game, is voiced.
Voice acted. Yeah, there you go.
Voice acting. That's what makes them memorable.
So much voice acting for Guild Wars 2. The amount of voice files they must have inside that game is crazy. It's next to Elder Scrolls Online in that content level, in my opinion. Except I'd also argue, though, that Guild Wars 2 executes it better than Elder Scrolls does. Because Elder Scrolls Online has some very bland, very boring characters.
Yeah, a lot of NPCs are very boring.
Yeah, whereas in Guild Wars 2, everyone's interesting.
Yeah, it's very boring.
Everyone in Guild Wars 2 is just an interesting character. Even the NPCs that are in the towns, you don't get to talk to them because why would you need to? They're guards. They're not there to talk to you. That makes sense. People are like, well, I want to interact with the guards.
But they walk around and they have their own little story. I mean, it's not that deep or whatever.
Yeah.
But, this guard might be walking around and then, sometimes during his shift, he sneaks off to make out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, literally, that kind of living world stuff happens in that thing as well, yeah.
And that's just an NPC. You never get to talk to that guy. There's no point for that to happen except for to make the world feel like it's a world.
Exactly, that's the main thing, is world building in that game is pretty important. The thing that I'd say, hands down, that Elder Scrolls does a little bit better is having roaming people going around from city to city.
Oh, like NPCs that walk across the world.
Yeah, that's really, really valuable.
Yeah, it makes it feel like, oh, dude, you were in
Yeah, wherever, yeah. You were in Riften the other day, and you're all the way down here now? How did that happen? And that'd be kind of cool. I'd love to see Elder Scrolls 6 really take that to the next level, man. Take that storytelling aspect of oh yeah, we were gonna go down to the fucking bar the other day, and somehow we got chased out of town by a bunch of bandits, and sharing cool stories like that through the game.
My favorite form of storytelling in Bethesda games and basically any RPGs are the wordless ones. So you're walking through the woods. You're walking through the woods, and you're just going, I'm walking to my next quest, and then you suddenly just stop because you see some loot, and you're like, oh, okay, there's a bag of gold on the ground. Oh, I wonder why this is here. And then you notice a trail of coins leading from that bag you picked up, and you're like, oh, this is weird. I wonder. I'm going to follow these trail of coins. So you follow it for a couple of minutes, completely not remembering what your original quest was, and you just walk along and you find this bandit who had been, hoarding this gold in this little thing, and now you found, look at this. Okay, there's notes here, and this bandit's tea. Oh, okay, I found this little hideout. And nobody's going to tell you that's there. You can just find it. And then even the story itself might not have the note or whatever. You just put it together and imagine it. In Fallout, one day I found a bathtub, and it was covered in blood, and then there was a trail. There's a trail of blood out of the bathtub and climbs out the window and then down a cliff. And I'm like, what the hell? And then at the very bottom of the cliff, there's a body with really good loot. And I'm like, if I hadn't have followed this blood trail, I wouldn't have found this loot. And now I could put together in my head, what happened to this guy? Did he try to kill himself and he wasn't bleeding out fast enough, so he tried to jump off the cliff?
Or was there some kind of murder attempt here or some kind of thing and you look for clues? Yeah, was it malicious? Was he forced to be in this bar? And you can start to get really... There's almost if you look for it in video games like Bethesda games, you can find some horrific stories being told. Because it's a very violent world, the Elder Scrolls world. It's crazy. There's not much peace.
I don't use it, but my Twitter banner, the little profile banner thingy, is one of those scenes that I found in Fallout. It's a skeleton who's sitting with a bowl of cereal and some milk and his teddy bear, and he's just sitting there, I guess just waiting for death, just eating his cereal, and he's just chilling. And I'm just I have to put the story together. Or just ignore this, because it's just a random prop. But you could infer so much about the world, because one guy during his time working there was I want to tell a story through the environment.
Straight up, this guy just wanted to eat his cereal as his last day and just live like it was a normal day before it gets blown up by nukes. Yeah,
just wait for the nuke blast, because he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he knew it was coming, so he's like, you know what, I guess it's over. And just eats his cereal happily at his desk. And then... Man, it's really lonely to think about, that you will be alone during that time.
Oh, what, in the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty,
That would be the most... Honestly, if someone asked me what was my least favorite way to die, I'd say it would be to die alone in an apocalypse. Because that means I had no one left at the end of it.
That does suck a lot.
That would be horrifying to think about. I can't imagine experiencing that. I get it gets announced right now that nukes are going to land an hour. I'm like, well, I guess I'm alone in my apartment.
Right, what am I supposed to do? Nothing. I guess just...
I can't get to my parents quick enough.
Just enjoy one last porn video.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. The instant end of the world is the best way for everyone to go. Like in that movie we talked about, Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Just let the comet hit the planet. Boom, we're all gone.
Just let them eat it.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what would happen if a meteor was going to hit.
Oh, what happened in that movie?
We try and mine it, and then something would go wrong.
A whole bunch of political bullshit, gerrymandering, and then be like, okay, well, we're going to go up and actually do it this time. Fucked it up. We fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line.
Do you not remember what they did as well? They deliberately cut costs, and they're like, "Oh, we don't need 12 missiles. We only need 17 missiles." No, they went from like 17 to 12, and like, yeah, it'll be fine with only 12. But what if any of them fail? Well, they won't fail.
Why not? Because
we said so. We want to keep our profit margins in line. Duh. Yeah. Like, and meanwhile, like, hello, do you realize this is a meteor? Like, it's going to wipe everything out. You should use 50,000 missiles if you can afford them. Like, I don't overkill that shit.
As great as that movie was as just a film, it was a great just social commentary in general.
It was really interesting. It was super interesting about like the way that it commentated on social groups as a whole as well. Like just people being separated into these niche group scenarios of like, oh, these are the gangster skater kids who like to be cool and shit. And I was like, oh, and these are it just showed a good dynamic of like how the world is so fucked in the way that we all treat each other as cliques of different spheres that don't want to interact with each other.
Speaking of cliques, in high school, were you in any? Because I mean, you went to high school. I was homeschooled.
Yeah, I went to high school. I was in the clique of nerds and gamers, and also the sports team for rugby. But the rugby team didn't like me very much because I was always hanging with the nerds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
there was like a little bit of like,
that's just the way it was.
Are you really on?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you're with us or you're with them.
Why do I have to be a side? Why can't I just hang out with people?
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what would happen. I'd be like, yo, I was a bit more aggressive with it though. I was like, if you tell me not to hang with my friends in that class again, I swear to God. And they're like, whoa, why are you being aggro? I'm like, because you're telling me to not be friends with people, and that's fucked. I understood from a young age. Friendships are fucking important. And unfortunately, everyone I met in high school, bar like a few people, end up being actually honest, good people that I want to hang around with.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I felt about life. Is like most people I meet, I'm like, you're not up to par. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, you've kept a couple of friends from your time in high school, like Ryan.
Yeah,
I mean that's nice.
That wasn't even high school. That was like college. But yeah, I guess it was 17.
Well,
so
your college is high school for us, so that's what I meant.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I met him in H. He's probably like my oldest friend that I've got by you. Yeah, that's now I think about it. And Ryan's chill. He's a cool guy. He's obviously really cool, but like, I feel like I only vibe with people that are on the wavelength of like pure honesty. That's usually what it comes down to.
That's honestly the key, and it's the great signifier for a person's character. How honest are you? Are you honest because you have to be, or are you honest because you want to be?
I have to be. I don't have a choice.
No, I meant just in general. Like I was just meaning like that's what I ask people. Like,
oh yeah.
Which is it? Because it tells a lot.
It does tell a lot. Like if intrinsically in your brain you just don't lie, like you just can't, then it says a lot about who you are as a person inside.
Being good, honest, or not honestly, usually is a choice. I mean,
yeah. Some
people are just good innately, but a lot of people just have to choose to be good because it's a lot easier to just be a shitty person.
I don't know. I find it weird how I often, they say good intentions lead you down the darkest roads, and it's completely true. I can attest to that completely. Is that as soon as you stay on the good path of being the good, no one ever does it. You realize it's a very lonely existence because no one ever wants to be just good-hearted and good-willed and think that's enough.
Well, you can't say nobody, but you're throwing around generalizations.
Yeah, well, I'm being generalizing as a whole. Like you'll usually find that if you're true to yourself to a point, you start to lose everyone around you. Like not everyone, but like a majority of people, you'll just start to cut them all away from your life. I think that's something that I did when I grew up, was just like cut off friend groups.
I can't say I necessarily like agree with it, but you as a productive, successful, air quotes, normal adult, have to fake a lot of things to vibe with people, because a lot of people, it's just a matter of fact, do not give a single fuck about you, what you think, or how you feel.
True, they don't care. They really don't.
Not even a little bit.
No. They don't.
And that's not a bad thing. Most people are just self-involved. That's just human nature.
Yeah.
But that really is the great division.
It is the great division. Yeah, you're right. Now I think about it, that's a very big dividing factor, yeah.
But not to get too existentialism, you know?
No, it's kind of crazy to think about, though, because I've never really thought about that in depth. Like, yeah, existentially, the biggest divider of all people would be that. Could you word that again for me?
No, but, we have it recorded, so,
that's fine, okay.
We're both a little high.
Yeah, I'm really high, so that was kind of cool. Okay, I'll look at this back at another time, but yeah.
We could talk a little bit about Guild Wars, because I'd really love to...
That's something I want to get... Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's where we're going. So back into Tencent and Guild Wars and all this shit, yeah. So, we tangented so hard there. Holy
Hey, we
shit.
do that,
It's how we do. Yeah,
What we'll have to do, though, to get better as podcasters is learn to tie those threads back together before, ending the episode, so we don't just leave things going. Because we don't have to wrap it any certain amount of time. There's no rule in podcasting.
That is true. We could technically leave you all right now in the way that you'll never even know about what we were talking about in Guild Wars. So we could just leave you on that cliffhanger and fuck you over and never talk about it again. But we're not going to. We're going to go back into Guild Wars. So Guild Wars has some of the best voice acting in a game. Hands down is one of the best action combat MMOs ever.
It's really simple, but so diverse because of its simplicity. The way it works, just like to simplify it, you as a player, you have your 1 through 5 buttons as your abilities for your weapons. You have a weapon in your right hand and a weapon in your left hand, or you hold a two-handed weapon. And your 1 through 5 are the weapon abilities.
Yep.
So your attacks, essentially. And then your 6, 7, and 8 are your heroes' abilities. So if you're like a mage, that would be your fire circle or your ice blast or whatever. And then your the 6 is your heal. Every character in the game, which separates Guild Wars from many other MMOs.
Yep. Makes it better in every way.
Your 6 is a heal. Every character in the game has a self heal. So every character does not need to rely on like a healer class like you would in World of Warcraft or Phantasy Star
or Final Fantasy Online or Elder Scrolls Online or any of these other games which use the stupidest formula ever.
Yeah, throw names.
Like, yeah, any other game.
Yeah, every character, like, I play one of the weakest classes, the Thief.
Yeah.
My Thief, in theory, can die in a couple of hits. But the way I have my Thief built, I steal life on every single hit. So I'm constantly healing myself, so I'm a lot stronger than my health bar tells people that I am.
True. How do you get life steal starting again in your Thief? How'd you get that?
It's a couple of different traits. Most of it's through Deadeye, which is my elite specialization.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my each character in Guild Wars can have a specialization, which makes their class even more advanced. So, like, the Thief can become a monk, or the Thief can become a sniper.
Basically,
and so it's a really cool 2 other options.
Yeah. Isn't there a third option? There's a third option, isn't there?
It reminds me a lot of the game we used to play, Ragnarok Online, where you could kind of like split classes.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, Ragnarok Online could split classes as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you would start as a swordsman, and then once you level up, you're like, do you want to be a paladin or do you want to be a knight?
Yeah, you'd have to choose a path. Yeah.
Do you want to be like the more healy guy or do you want to be the warrior?
Yeah, it's super cool.
And that's cool. You could like specialize in things, and that's what I really like about Guild Wars is the amount of specialization, despite the amount of simplicity.
Yeah, it's crazy how much that works.
The thing that makes it really diverse is the game's passives that you have on your they're called traits. So you have like
that's really good. Yeah,
backstab does bleed damage and poison damage instead of just bleed damage.
It's nuts to think about the combos.
So you can stack additional passives to make your combos really crazy. Yes. And all passives work with other passives. So if you have a passive that increases poison damage, now the backstab that does poison does even more damage.
Yeah, they all stack together and unified together with statistics. It's a beautifully coded game, honestly. Like, to think about the way that it works.
And unlike Warframe, like we were talking about, in Guild Wars, almost all of the information is right there. You don't have to look at a Wikipedia or do all this math crafting. You just spend 5 minutes reading all the words on the screen, and then you're like, okay, I want to use this.
The tooltips, yeah, you're good. It's all in-house. It's beautiful. The amount of stuff that is in that game, which is just all in-house, is crazy cool. Like,
The Wikipedia is kind of bad because there's so much stuff that's just given to you in game. You don't really need a good Wikipedia.
Yeah, you literally don't need to use it. They fixed the Wikipedia recently though, which is nice. It's pretty much all fixed.
They moved it over from like servers and broke most of the scripts on the Wikipedia for a couple of months.
And they managed to find a big fix for it, I think, because they managed to fix all of it at once. It looked like,
which is good. It's really good that they have that resource back up.
Super good. Like with Guild Wars 2 though, like the biggest thing for me, and I need to get back into it because I'm downloading it as we speak while we're talking. I'm
downloading Guild Wars?
Yeah, because I forgot that I need to re-download the game. Because, my god, it is such a beautiful game. For one, graphically, it is not the best looking game at the beginning. But as you progress through the content, it gets better and better and better, because, like, on a linear curve almost. And it's absurd. I went to the Path of Fire. I've never even been to any of the Ender Dragons areas, but the Path of Fire areas look gorgeous.
Path of Fire, for a little bit of context, is one of the DLCs that came out for the game. It came out a couple of years ago.
It came out like about 3-4 years ago now, I think, at least. And it's got one of the best stories I've ever played in a video game. I've not even played all the story, and I can hands down say it's one of the best stories I've ever played in a video game. I've not even fully finished it.
I've not had more than like 10 minutes at a time where I'm like, I'm not really into this. As soon as I'm not into it, they throw me into a bunch of combat, so I'm back into playing the game.
Yeah, they pace it super, super good.
The pacing is perfect. Even the original campaign, which has some like annoying missions.
Yeah, true.
It was still paced well, and the end of it, not to spoil anyone that wants to play Guild Wars, but you kill one of the dragons, and it's a great experience.
It's fantastic.
Mind you, you don't really kill it. You use like a helicarrier to shoot him.
Yeah, this is obviously the first campaign, so I don't think it's much spoilers to be giving that, but.
Right, it came back out in 2012.
Yeah, just skip ahead a bit it's 2012, it's not really spoilers at this point, yeah. Like, yeah, so basically, you kill this giant dragon called Mordramoth, I believe it was called?
No, the first one's Zaitan, the zombie dragon.
Zaitan, that's it, yeah, sorry. Mordramoth is the second dragon that we're currently trying to fight. So, yeah.
Yeah, in our personal story, we're right now trying to fight the second Elder Dragon that was awoken during the Season 1 to like tie it back to whenever we first started talking about Guild Wars.
True, yeah.
The Season 1 was being rebuilt by the developers, so it could be replayed just like all of the other seasons.
True.
So over this last year, they've been putting out each chapter of Season 1, and just last week, they finally put out Episode 5 of Season 1. So that story that me and Christopher missed back whenever we started playing Guild Wars, we can actually relive it firsthand.
Yeah, it's all been re-implemented. It looks like it's going to be working perfectly fine. And the thing is, with Guild Wars, I've noticed as well, is I've never seen a botched release by them, ever. I've never seen a release where it's like
they hit their deadlines, and any ones they don't, make it very clear why they didn't, and apologize. Usually by giving you discount or free items in the gem store.
Yeah, they're usually really, really good at getting everything done. They're just solid developers.
They had a great 10-year anniversary event.
Yeah, the 10-year anniversary event. Well, that was like, when was that?
The 10-year anniversary. It was like about a month ago. The big thing for the 10-year anniversary is the game is now on Steam. Steam, for anyone that doesn't, how do you not know? If you're listening to podcasts, how do you not know what Steam is?
That's a fair point. Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast,
a podcast about video games and you don't know what Steam is, you're on the wrong podcast. I don't know how you got here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, welcome though. Welcome anyway.
But anyway, Steam is a game browser on the internet where you can download and buy games.
Yeah.
Real easy,
yeah. No brainer.
But now it's the biggest one on PC. Like if you play games on the computer, you probably have a Steam account.
More than likely, if you could get away with not having a Steam account, I don't know how you do that.
Pirate it all the time, or be one of those weird people that only use Epic Launcher?
Yeah, like I'm actually an Epic gamer. I don't deal with the kind of games that are on Steam.
I play Fortnite. I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm cool. I only play Fortnite, yeah.
I mean, to be fair to anyone who plays Fortnite, Fortnite's kind of cool.
Fortnite is kind of a good game.
I just can't be bothered.
I just can't. I can't get behind a game which...
It's too silly.
It's too silly. It's too fucking wacky. And also, they did my boy Naruto in and fucking put him in the game, so I'm mad. Yeah.
Right. It's a cool idea. You know, you can have like any characters you could think of fighting any other characters.
Yeah,
I mean, you could straight up have John Wick fight Batman. What do you mean? What is this game?
It is kind of cool. But yeah, it's like a massive crossover universe game. Forgive me for one moment because I'm just trying to reset my password and it's not working very well.
Dude, you want to talk about reset password managers? How annoying is it that those emails do not come instantly?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You hit reset password, and then you're like refreshing. You check your spam. You check your trash. You check your junk, just in case, because those are different for some reason.
Yeah,
You check all 3 of those, and you're like, huh, weird. I don't have that fucking email. And then you hit resend, and then it sends you it. You think it did, but it was the first one coming through. When you enter that code, it says, this code's no longer valid. And you're like, what? You just sent this to me. How's it not valid? Oh, because it's the first one we sent you, and we canceled that one. It's like, why'd you send it to me then still?
Because they'd already sent it. Because they had sent it. Because the command's already been put through. It's just been sent by the server, but it takes email. Email is weird. Email is one of those protocols where it just fucks up. It just likes to do that.
Email was built in the 80s. And
email was built a long time
You
ago.
could tell.
You could tell. You could tell it's got a bit of rust on that thing.
There were no furry pedos building email, and you can tell.
Yeah. True that. Fucking Christ. Oh no.
I bring that up because we use Discord to talk, and Discord is semi-publicly run by a bunch of degenerates, so
I did not
Discord
know this.
just has a bad rap.
I did not know this. You're gonna have to tell me more about this.
Discord employees are just commonly outed as being furries, and a lot of them are into cub porn, and whoever doesn't know, good. I'm not gonna explain this one. Yep, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, that's I'm not happy with this information being... The fact that I'm hearing this, I'm like, so now I'm supporting the development of an app of furries.
Well, I mean, what they do in their free time doesn't matter. Discord's a great platform.
No, what I mean is like the criminal aspect of it is kind of...
Yeah, Discord's a little slummy.
Little bit out. Yeah, it's a little bit horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. But hey, you know what? What are we going to use? Skype? Fuck no. If I hear one person call me on Skype ever again, my blood pressure is going to become so intense that I grow spikes out of my body.
I want to test this theory. I'm going to call you on Skype. One moment, please. No, I'm not going to.
No, you're going to make me as mad as I was about whenever not you, my friend Sean showed me this TikTok, and it just melted my brain.
Oh god, yeah, the TikTok. Yeah, that was
Does anyone who listening to this podcast use TikTok? And my big question to you is, why? I mean, I understand you need something to do, but do you have any clue what this app is doing to your brain? Any clue?
Yeah. It's not good.
Why I'm bringing this up is yesterday my friend sent me a video, and it was a girl doing stand-up. And I guess this is common on TikTok, where the video's on the left that you're supposed to be watching, and then right next to it, cut down the middle, and another video glued right on the right.
Yeah, just in case you need an extra video glued onto your video.
So you have 50% of your screen, the video you're supposed to be watching, and then on the right side of your screen, you have 50% of a video that has nothing to do with it. You have this girl poking slime and mixing in sparkles and shit, and it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I watching this slime if this girl's telling a joke, and I can't even hear this girl's joke because I'm hearing this girl in the fucking slush, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And I didn't even hear the girl telling the joke until the last sentence, and I don't even remember what she said because I'm so mad about the fact that I was debated by a slime video in the comedy video, and I don't even know which one my friend wanted to show me. I have no clue whether I was supposed to be watching the stupid slime or this girl tell a joke that couldn't hear me because I was brain melted.
God damn it. So
your attention span was bad enough in the age of Vine, and now you guys have TikToks where you can't even watch one TikTok, so you have to have a video inside of your video, because if you look away for 1 second, you won't be able to see. You won't be able to see into your mind anymore, and you'll just drift off into fucking space and suddenly be, what? Oh, goddamn. I'm so lonely and hurt, and my existence sucks. Okay, God, thank God the slime's here. Whew, I almost had to think for a second. God, that would have been horrible.
Oh man, it's literally like next level bullshittery of the human race, where we have such a low attention span that we've poisoned our minds with instant dopamine gratification monkey stuff, that we finally get to the point where, like, we're required 2 videos.
Have you seen the comedy on TikTok?
No.
Do you know what a deep fried meme is?
No.
Okay, so a meme is just, the picture, funny video, or whatever,
Yeah.
picture. A deep fried meme is where it's all like the picture quality has been absolutely fucked, the sound has been fucked, and all of the sounds are just and just noise. It's like the meme was just put in a deep fryer and fucked up. And you know what? Honestly, some deep fried memes are just funny because, like, the bass boosting just coming out of nowhere. It like the boneless pizza. I mean, it's I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is okay.
I don't know why it's funny, but it just triggers that in your brain to be funny.
Yeah, that's fun.
And the worst culmination of that is on TikTok, where you'll see like. I don't know what the average video length is. We'll just say it's 12 seconds, because I think it was about 12 seconds used to be. So we'll just say you watch a 12-second video, and every frame of that 12-second video is a different picture and different sounds happening. So you got, like, Looney Tunes noise going on, fart sounds, bass boosting, phones going off, the Windows noise, all this shit fucking happening. So your brain is just firing in a million different directions, hoping that one of them triggers a funny line in you, and you're just like, he fell down and it made the Windows noise. Like, I can get why it's funny on, like, a brain chemistry level, but that's not a joke. You're not watching comedy. You're watching, like, a brain algorithm to make you go, like...
Yeah. Welcome to our lives.
Whew, God, I'm so glad I've never downloaded TikTok, because I already have problems with my addiction to YouTube. I'm constantly scrolling on YouTube. Even if I'm not watching a video, I'm watching for the next video I'm going to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
I already have a fucking problem. If I had TikTok and had this TikTok issue, you wouldn't see me. I'd be gone, bro.
I'd be really mad at you if you downloaded TikTok.
I can't. I won't do it.
Because I know I'm disciplined enough to download it.
I'm boycotting that app because it is brain rot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I use TikTok, and you know what I use it for? Which is going to sound like the stupidest, most ridiculous use. I use it for mental health TikToks. That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say like a search engine like most people. You said mental health TikToks. That's much better.
That's way better, yeah. That's all I use it for. So
there's tons of good content on TikTok.
There's loads.
But the problem is, its algorithm knows what you want better than you do. So whether or not it's stuff that you like, it'll give you stuff that you want. So if you like just those deep-fried meme videos, you're gonna get them because TikTok knows you want them.
Which is why you have to practice algorithm strictness, is what I call it. Is why you have
do not watch things for more than X amount of seconds. Skip it. Do not touch it. Do not interact with it, because the algorithm will be like, yes, you watched that for 8 seconds instead of 6 seconds. We know you're into that one.
Yeah, literally, it's horrific how badly
it's the best content algorithm. I mean, the algorithm itself isn't evil. It does its job perfectly.
Oh yeah, the algorithm is the usage behind it.
The problem is there's no moderation on how fucking powerful its algorithm can be to you.
Yes, it is.
Within an hour of a brand new fresh TikTok account, you can get into any corner of TikTok permanently.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, which is why whenever I use TikTok or any content, here's the thing for me, is if it's YouTube, if it's anything, no matter what it is, I only search shit. I don't look at random videos. I search shit. Almost constantly. Like, I'll just... Like, for example, if I look at a video of, like, for example, if I just did my YouTube usual stuff, and I go to, like, okay, let's look at this random fucking video of, like, mainly... Honestly, I usually... Mostly for music, though. So it doesn't really count, I guess.
What, YouTube?
Yeah, I just don't really use YouTube for anything which is, like, old content anymore.
Yeah, you use, like, music videos and
that's about it.
videos and stuff like that, yeah.
The more I think about it, like, I don't really watch much YouTube anymore, now I think about it. I just don't really do it. Like, I look at my mental health TikToks most of the time. I'll spend time on YouTube, like, to listen to music. And I'll play video games. But honestly, there's not a huge amount like that I like, but just sit down watching. I prefer engaging almost over... watching every
interactive media is just a lot better.
It's just a better content medium, and it's also, how to put it, like, it just sparks things in my brain way better than trying to just sit and watch a piece of content. It feels like I'm cucking myself, if that makes sense. I'm cucking myself by not playing a video game, if that makes sense.
I mean, sometimes I feel that way. I could be bored watching something I want to watch.
Yeah.
And that I'm actively interested in, and I'm just watching it, and I'm just like, I need to do something.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for me, it's not even like that. For me, it's more like, the thing, I'm not interested in that many things to watch anymore because I've seen that many content algorithms of like ways that media have been done. There's nothing that really sparks me as like a brand new, innovative, cool piece of something. It all just seems like it's, oh yeah, it's similar to this thing. It's similar to this thing. It's similar to this thing. Like, the last breakthrough game I ever played would have been Guild Wars 2. Definitely.
What do you mean by breakthrough game in this context?
The way that it broke my brain in terms of understanding how a game could be good, or like a piece of content could be good. Like, with how good Guild Wars 2 is and like how intricately made the content is in that game, the part of the reason I don't just spam play through it is so I can make it last. I don't want to get burnt out on Guild Wars. Yeah,
you don't want to get burnt out and be, or just do it so fast and be like, well, I don't have Guild Wars anymore.
Exactly, yeah. I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to get to the point where I've finished all the raids and done all the stuff. Because I'll be like...
Right.
Because I don't have
It's so nice to know that we could jump on Guild Wars right now and play for the next 12 hours and have stuff to do.
Exactly. That's why I don't, like, it's why I agreed with you. Me and you made an agreement, which I think is testament to our friendship level, is that neither of us have progressed in the story without each other at all. I really want to.
Yep. I've caught up other characters and stuff, but I've not done any mission that you've not experienced.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the thing I've done. Technically, I experienced Guild Wars 2
a little bit of Path of Fire, yeah.
A bit of Path of Fire when I went on my hiatus from basically our friendship, I guess. I don't remember what happened exactly. But yeah, back in that period of time, I played Path of Fire. But I didn't play all of Path of Fire, and honestly, it's been a blast playing it all the way through with you. And there are some moments in Path of Fire where I'm like so excited to see what you think of it, because there's I can't spoil it, but there's a part where we go up to a floating place. And I won't say where it is, but we go up to a floating
I've seen all of the floating cities above the map in Path of Fire, because I was traveling around with a guy who was just getting all of the hero points and stuff. So I've seen like the secret areas in the map, but I've not explored them at all because I was riding in his big turtle guy thing.
Except this area isn't in the map.
It's above the map, right?
No, it's not even on the map. You can't access it without being in the story. It is it's a one instance.
It's
place.
An instance. Cool.
It's an instance. You can't go there without it is a full on instance, and it's a whole city. It's fucking incredible. Like the fact that they put this much effort into a piece of content, which is just one mission.
Is it in the domain of Vabi?
It is in. I'll double check. I can't go on Guild Wars right now. I just remembered. Give me a second. Look at Guild Wars map.
I mean, if you don't remember, that's fine.
I don't know where it is. I remember it's in the Crystal Oasis area, but the one above that.
Oh, so the Desert Highlands.
I think so. Let's see.
Is it like underground?
No, it's a floating city.
Oh, like in the air.
Completely in the air. It's.
Oh, okay. So it's floating above the map in an instance. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
You will be blown away.
Well, then I've probably not been there then.
You've not been there, and you'll be blown away by Path of Fire's range of content. Like the range of places you go to in Path of Fire is. Oh, I can't even. There's this one quest where. I can't tell you anything about it because it's just spoilers. It's all spoilers. That's how good it is.
So, we talked a little bit about the art and stuff in Guild Wars.
Yeah.
Guild Wars has some of the prettiest.
Oh yeah.
Just like standalone art. Anytime you load it in and out of a map or anything like a story mission or anything, it gives you a load screen. I mean, obviously that's
which
what
could be literally a professional quality painting.
It looks like an oil painting, just straight up. It's like if you're going to a city, it's like an eagle view of the city, but it's painted meticulously and with so much detail and life and color. And it might not be like realism, but the point of Guild Wars is so much more about art direction than it is about graphics. Even the original starting areas, they don't look great, but because of the direction, the environment, the storytelling, the skyboxes, and the particle effects, which are updated, are all beautiful.
True.
It makes everything so, like,
refreshing.
Wow, even though I'm in a fucking burnt forest, this is a cool burnt forest.
Exactly. The game has a lot of character, I think is the word for it.
Like, it's so much art direction with its character. Yeah. Or its character in its art direction.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much character, like, which defines it separate from every other game.
Every zone feels like its own.
Yeah, and it also feels alive.
There's obviously reused assets and reused like terrains and stuff because it's not a high budget game, you know, but it is beautiful.
Exactly, yeah. But as you go through, here's the thing, as you go through though, it gets even better.
Right, because I mean, as they went on years and years, they've had more and more funding.
Yeah.
So,
like I looked up on YouTube just one of the areas for Ender Dragons. I was looking up Ender Dragons gameplay because I wanted to see what one of them was.
Ender Dragons is the most current DLC.
Yes, Ender Dragons is the most current expansion for the Guild Wars 2, and the newest fucking places. I can't remember the name of the city. Once let me find it.
Cantha?
Panther, you said?
The country or whatever that you are in.
Yeah, what's it called again?
It's called Cantha.
Cantha.
I don't know what the name of the techno city is there.
I don't know either, but I remember looking at this map.
It looks like Cyberpunk almost, and neither of us have been there, and I'm so excited to get there because
it looks incredible.
I'm the country of Cantha, which is a big island in the south of the world called Tyria, which is where Guild Wars takes place.
Yeah.
It's in the southern hemisphere of the planet. It has this giant lake, but the lake is made out of like liquid jade.
Oh yeah.
I am so excited to go to that part of the map. There's so many places I've never been in Guild Wars, and it makes me happy because in the default like original base game, I only still have 70% map complete. There's still places I've not been in the original game.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's cool about Guild Wars is they track your like completion of maps. Each zone, I guess, has quests. It has points of interest. It has little vistas, which are like little cinematic camera views.
Yeah.
And a couple of other things like collectibles throughout the map. And each map has its own like completion. And as you complete those maps, you get individual rewards and stuff that all culminate in a big, grandiose token for saying you did it, you completed the map. And you need that token if you ever want to make legendary weapons.
Oh yeah, is it required as well? Isn't it like required to do?
The gift of exploration is required for several legendaries.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's literally required.
Most of the Season 1 original legendaries require a gift of exploration.
Admittedly, I'd prefer if it didn't require you to do map complete, but I understand why, because they want you to be familiar with the world.
Mm-hmm. They want you to be the hero that is worthy of a legendary.
It's really interesting the way they did that, actually, now I think about it, because, like, yeah, you have to know Tyria in and out in order to get a legendary.
Really, you do, yeah. You have to know about the people, you have to know about their plights, you have to have been... You get the title, been there, done that.
Yeah, true, yeah. God damn, that's crazy to think about. That's a cool, though.
I like that. I'm excited to get that title, because I'm not going to put it on my Thief, which is the one I play on, because my Thief is the Sunbringer.
Yeah, I get you, it's just that title, yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm just so excited for all of the content that we haven't done because it's so well crafted. There's so much love in the game, and it's so unlike other games.
Oh, 100%. It's so different.
In most MMOs, you either have to walk everywhere, ride your horse, or fly using, like, flying things. Or, if you're lucky, the cities will have big magical teleporters that can teleport you to other cities. Guild Wars is based in fantasy, obviously, but they have so much science in their fantasy that they're very advanced. Yeah, so they have these waystones is what they're called, and you could just travel anywhere on the map that you've been before with just a double click. You can just click, and teleport anywhere on the map.
That is the best feature of Guild Wars 2, honestly, which stands it apart from the rest of the whole entire gaming world, is just being able to go, oh, let me open up my map and go to any location instantaneously for a cost of minimal silver.
And you know what? Even though it costs silver, it's a percentage, and if you have no money, it costs no money.
Yeah, it's always a percentage of what your current gold is, which can be annoying because...
Yeah, so if you have 0 coins, it costs nothing.
Which can be annoying because I kind of wish I could put gold into a bank just to avoid that.
Yeah, just never hold it in your hands.
Yeah, like, I'm broke. I'm sorry.
Just get free teleports.
That'd be great, but no.
You're so stingy about your silver, though. You're like, 3 silver to teleport. I'm like, it's 3 silver. You're going to get that from a 1 piece of loot.
You're right. But I'm stingy for a reason. Look at all the gold.
I know. You want those legendaries. You need that gold hoard to buy your materials.
Yeah, and not to mention Guild
Wars, more like crafting wars.
Yeah, for real. I've been building my ascended armor recently, and that's been expensive. Jesus.
Ascended armor. There's so many tiers of armor. It starts with like basic. It starts with white, green, blue, purple, just like other games. Except for Guild Wars is weird. It switches to blue and green tier and the purple and yellow tier for most games. In most games, yellow is the best weapons. You get yellow or orange weapons, and they're exotic or legendary, and they're really good.
Yeah, no.
But in Guild Wars, the legendaries are purple instead, Whereas in most games, the purples are the second highest tier. So it's really weird that Guild Wars just flip their colors all willy-nilly. And then the tier that's above the purple is pink.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot.
Oh no, it's under it. No,
it's
legendary. Yeah, legendary. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. That was uncultured of me.
No, so after you've got your first exotic set, which is all orange.
Yeah, orange. Yep.
Then you go to your ascended set, so you can be pink boys, which I really love the idea that my gear has just got pink text on. Oh, it's fantastic.
The ascended armor is great because it's such a step up from the exotic armor, and it really tells a player's dedication. It's like, can I see what kind of armor you got? And you link it in chat because you can do that. You can just share your armor.
Yeah, that's
cool. You can just click, oh, this is the armor I'm wearing. You're like, oh, you only have exotics. Okay, well, I know basically how long you've been playing.
Exactly, yeah. You can usually tell by how much gear someone's acquired, how long they've been playing. Honestly, I don't really do much gear, like that gear gating stuff that people do, where like they try to gate people from doing stuff.
What's your item score?
Yeah, there's no point in that.
I don't know. Why? Shut up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because at the end of the day, every piece of content in that game can be played with exotic gear, which is great.
Yeah, as long as you're level 80, which is the max level for base characters.
Yeah.
As long as you're level 80 and you have level 80 gear, you can handle any content if you're good.
Yeah, as long as you can outskill the shit out of things in this game. It's really nice.
Because Guild Wars has a skill-based dodge roll where you get invincibility animation while rolling.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, kind of the most useful thing in the game.
So, like, a big boss is about to do a big stomp or hit you really hard with the hammer. You can just roll and just not get hit.
Best combat system in any game, honestly, for MMO. It has to go to Guild Wars 2. If I was doing like an award show for things, Guild Wars 2 would win like 9 of the categories. Like, it sucks how many categories.
So many. Its music sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired.
True.
But whenever you really hone in on the good songs, it's like, wow.
Yeah, like,
this is in Guild Wars? This is beautiful.
Yeah, like I didn't even think about the Guild Wars 2 music until the other day, and I started actually listening to it, especially after the first campaign. It gets really...
Yeah, they hire some really good musicians after that.
Yeah. Because, but even then, I feel like they hired all the good musicians to just do the one good song from Guild Wars 2. Not the only one, but the one that played right after we killed Zaitan.
Oh, yeah.
Some really cinematic moments. We took a screenshot of that and just were like, this is awe-striking. It's really cool.
We did it. I mean... Well, it only took us probably like a couple of hours to get through the campaign, but it was over a couple of years.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like, in theory, it took us a long time. Like, so it could have taken us way less time if we just, bursted through it.
Burnt through it. But, I mean, it was really a journey. And, people would talk about, oh, you haven't beat the main campaign? It's like, no, I've been waiting for someone to do it with. And, we really sat down and started going through the campaign, and it's been such a good experience.
That's been so nice, honestly.
When we get off this call, if your thing is downloading, we should definitely go play that.
Yeah, sure. We could come off of this podcast. I was just making sure it was working. Did you notice from my glasses?
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine.
Did you notice from my glasses reflection that I was just killing shit?
No, I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
I just see it changing colors and stuff, which, this is not helpful to anyone because this is a strictly visual part of the show where I'm just staring at my co-host.
Yeah, you got a point, yeah. That's fine. Maybe one day
one day we might put this out on like YouTube and stuff where there's like a video format. But the kind of issue is, as I've mentioned multiple times, my computer is a toaster and it doesn't like to record audio and record video at the same time because my CPU was made in, I don't know, 1900s.
Apparently so. It was made pre-millennium, Goddamn.
The only component in my computer worse than my graphics card is my CPU, which is the computer itself.
Yeah, kind of the brain of the computer, kind of needed. But yeah, we can wrap it up there if you'd like.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us this episode. I know it was kind of a long one. We'll just get together next time we can, sit together, and we'll definitely talk about some of these experiences that we have had now that they're over.
Exactly, yeah. It'll be good to revisit and just go over some of the things we've done recently as well.
All right. Again, thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. And we're gone.